just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Green Room. We've got a great show planned for you tonight, but first, let's get an update on the Green Tower and our lettuce seedlings.
Last week I focused on emptying the orange tower, getting it ready for the next run, and I took any of the healthy herbs and moved them to the green grow tower along with some new seedlings, and everything is doing so well. I've got some dinosaur kale, some dill, some arugula, 3 different varieties of parsley, I've got chives, I've got 2 varieties of basil, Genoves and Thai. Got some tatsoi, beautiful plant. Got our romaine lettuce, dinosaur kale, some more arugula, more basil. I'm trying to fill the tower up as much as I can. The goal is perpetual harvest. So now that the green tower is starting to fill out, it is time to think about the orange tower's next run. 2 weeks ago, I started these lettuce seedlings, and now they have really come along. They're sitting in water with nutrients and some clay pebbles, and in about a week or so, they'll be going into the orange tower.
And now it's time to enjoy the show.
All right, my garden enthusiasts and passionate plant people, welcome to the Green Room. And not only is it wonderful to have all of you here joining with us tonight, but it's also, we got to welcome our co-host to the show, the amazing Natalie, the Fresh Princess, joining with us here. Awesome, Natalie. Here we are again.
Happy Monday. How are you doing?
Doing great, doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be here as per usual, and good evening to all the gardeners watching. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We've got an awesome show planned for you tonight. Joining us tonight in the Green Room, we have Josh from the Plant Techie, or also known as the Plant Techie.
That's right. That's right. And we also have Rebecca from Happy Heart Gardens joining with us as well tonight. We got a great, great show for you here ahead. And also, too, we've got Shawnee joining us for our Grow What You Eat segment coming up here as well. And also, I just want to remind you also, too, that we are your 3-day gardening weekend here on the Let's Get Growing show as well, too, as we're finishing up here the 3-day weekend on the Monday evening Green Room, but we are also here on Saturday and Sundays, 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, and always a great weekend spent when it's with the urban gardener. So thank you for everything you do for the community. And yeah, right at the top of the show, just wanted to thank or give a shout out to our repeat viewers. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in, even though you couldn't be here live. Let us know in the comments that you were here.
Yes, definitely let us know you were here, as well as all of you who are joining with us here live. Definitely jump in and join the conversation with everybody in the chat. Drop all of your questions and comments in the chat as well. Let us know that you're here. Also, too, you want to get ready for our roll call coming up here in just a minute as well, too. So that's why you want to get into the chat. You want to let us know where you're here. Let us know where you're growing from, what you got growing on, and we'll give you a shout out here in just a few minutes on our roll call.
Yeah, I always love hearing what people got growing on, or, you know, what people are doing to get ready for the gardening season, because I think spring is here. I think it's here.
I think, is it here? I keep wondering, and when it comes down to it, we've had a couple of what they call the false spring, right?
Yeah.
We have a couple of those already coming up. the last several weeks. We had some snow in between that here where I live. And then this weekend, it just got warmed up. It was almost 70 degrees the last couple of days here where I live. But then it's going to cool down and
Wow.
get rainy again. And then it's going to warm up again. So we got this big up and down time of year. But
Yeah.
spring really is just only a couple weeks away.
At least today for us in Toronto, it felt like it. It was beautiful out. It got up to 22 degrees Celsius. So I don't know what that is Fahrenheit. I think it's around 70.
Yeah,
But
about
yeah,
70 or so.
it's beautiful. So it was nice to have that after having so much snow. So
Yeah.
I can finally see grass in the yard now, which is promising.
Is it all the snow melted away? Or
Just my bed, my garden bed is still filled with snow, but everything else
okay,
is melted.
everything else is melted then?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
one place you want it
Save the
open and
best for
freeze,
last.
right?
Yeah.
I want to get into my garden bed, and it's the one thing
Yeah.
still got snow and ice on it,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I'm just doing cut flower garden beds this year
Yeah.
outdoors, so I can't do anything until June anyways, really. I can't get things into the ground until June. So I
Oh,
got time.
got time. Got
But we
time to
got
get
the
in.
indoor in the
That's
meantime,
right. That's what
so
I'm
we're
saying.
good.
How things growing over there? Anyways, I love the opening again too. It's great to everybody gets to see the openings I do on Saturday, but I love the Monday evening because it's your gardens. And I get to see what you've got growing on there too, and that everything you've got growing on, and that tower looks really great.
Yeah, it's starting to take off. So last week was a tough week in the garden. This week, things are a little bit more under control. I'm still experiencing a learning curve. So
Hmm.
as time goes on and as more issues arise, the more I learn, the more I
Yeah,
understand how to fix those problems. So I feel, even though things aren't 100% back on track, I know how to get there. So for now,
yeah,
it's smooth sailing. We'll see. We're
yeah.
starting
It's
to finally get fruit, just waiting for it to ripen. But things are finally moving and grooving. So,
Yeah, that's good to hear too. I think the
yeah.
last couple of weeks we've been talking about a few different issues that pop up with the kind of system that you have there and everything, but also being a good free week of not having anything going on and everything's growing really well has got to be just really exciting.
Yes, but one thing I've learned in my garden is don't get don't get too comfortable.
Yeah.
Every time things are going well, you can enjoy it, but you have to keep working because if you don't, things, especially in hydro or aeroponics, things
Yeah,
can go really wrong really fast. And
that's
so,
right.
yeah, it's you have to be very careful, but it's
Yeah, yeah.
good. It's good.
Although there are many and plenty of challenges that outdoor gardeners have to deal with, when it comes to just all the different types of garden spaces that we have and everything. I'm always fascinated more and more with folks like yourself who are gardening and growing in these types of systems because of that sort of situation. I just feel like that's just what would stress me out the most is just worry. Like I said, I worry sometimes, when the pests start eating things up and things get all, happening out there or just, watering issues and whatever can happen out there and everything is plenty. But man, that would stress me out.
It's very stressful because everything must be controlled,
Yeah.
to a certain degree, and so it's difficult to maintain. Every one thing you change, something else needs to be adjusted. So you can never just change something and then it's fixed. You're
Right.
always tweaking, always working, but it's good. It's good. I always say it's like you have something to look forward to the rest of your life.
That's
So
right. That's right.
doesn't feel like that when you're in the thick of it, but today's a
Exactly.
good day, so I'm able to say that.
That's right. That's right. That's
What about
perfect.
you? How's your garden prep going? Are you making
Well,
any
it's
headway on that?
slowly but surely, I get like kind of a similar story as last week and everything, but I'm actually trying to get out there and do just a little bit more and more that I can, especially with the nice days that we had. I wasn't feeling too well as I talked about on these weekend shows and everything. So I did kind of skip a day where I had plenty of time to get out there. I just wasn't feeling up to it a little bit, but we did get out there doing a bunch of just cleanup, weeding. I've got some spaces I'm just trying to fix up and get growing in because we didn't really do too much with them last season. So
Yeah.
it's like really my goal this year is to really do something with these spaces that I didn't get a chance to really put together very well. I mean, we threw a couple of things in there and just kind of let them go, but this year I really want to do some better planning.
That's exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing your updates.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah, we get out there and hopefully film a video or something soon as well too.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to keep us posted on the progress.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, right on. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and get this show moving along and see who we've got.
All right, let's do it.
Who's growing along with us today? It's time for our roll call.
My name is Kevin. Yeah. That is my name. Yeah. They call me Kevin. Yeah. Because that's my name. Roll call.
All right. It's roll call time, and it means it's time for all of you to let us know that you're here. Let us know what you've got growing on, where you're growing from. So definitely drop into the chat there and let us know. And let's go ahead and start off today with our good friend Jay Dixon, our facilitator and joining us from Midwestern Ontario, Canada. And definitely everybody keep an eye out in the chat there as Jay will be dropping links and different information as we get through our conversations today.
Yeah, shout out to the J-Bot. And we got
J-Bot.
Frank. What's up, Doc Levy? Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, awesome to see you, as well as Brett. Good to see you in the conversation with us today, Brett. And as well, we got...
Good evening, JC. Happy Monday. Thanks for joining us.
All right, and it looks like we've got Mia with us too. Good evening, plant people. Good evening, Mia. Great to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, Mia. And we've got Kenneth in the house. What's up, Kenneth? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Right on, as well as our other moderator in the conversation as well, joining us from right up the road from me in Central Point, Oregon, Adam Burley, joining with us here.
And we've got Serena. Good to see you, Serena. Thanks for hanging out with us.
And like this, what's flapping? It's a duck joke. All right, look to nature homestead. Thank you so much. All right,
that was a good one. And we got our very own Shawnee Grows. What's up, Shawnee? Can't wait to see what you've got growing.
Yeah, what you got growing for us in our Grow What You Eat segment coming up as well here in just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
It's always great to see what Shawnee's got for us, as well as our other contributor for Grow What You Eat too, Robin Gardens, in the conversation, joining us from Chicagoland. She says it's 51 degrees, 21 degrees Celsius, and she's got dirty fingers, winter sewing away.
Nice. Congrats. Happy sewing.
And
I got my seed snail jug experimentation posted. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Those are, the seed snail. That's cool.
Have you seen those? The seed snail thing? This is a trend
where you roll
really
up with
kicked
the soil.
in. Yeah, really kicked in last year. Mark did a little thing for our in their garden thing about it, but I've got to try doing that too. It looks really cool. Looks like a great way for some, like especially I think like onions would work really well. With that as well.
For sure.
That would
it's a
be
great
really
idea. Cool. And we've got the Plant Techie, one of our guests of honor. Excited to chat. We'll chat with you in a few, Josh.
Yeah. Just in a few minutes, we'll have Josh with us here as well.
Yes.
Right on, as well as, let's see here. I'm losing track here. I can't lose track.
Okay, it's a good problem to have. It means we got a lot of people.
Just see. Oh, Shawnee says that she's here in 5A. Put the pepper seeds in the seed starting station. Right on.
And we've got Suburban Homesteader. Good to see you. Thanks so much for hanging out.
Yeah, excellent. Good to have you here, along with Doyle Wayne joining with us. Good evening.
What's up, Doyle?
Good to see you. Thank you for being here.
And we've got Bernie. Good to see you, Bernie. Thanks for hanging out with us. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. We've got Shady in the house. Hello, Gronies, right?
Gromies, like homies.
Oh, like homies. Yes, okay. I got an N instead of the M there. Gromies, though. That's awesome.
What's up, Chatty?
Watching in Western Australia. Wow, awesome. Excellent. So great to have you with us all the way from the other side of the world.
Yeah,
that's so great.
Thank you for joining us. And what's up, Jay? Good to see you.
Great to have you here with us, along with MKP in the house too. Here we go. That's right. That's right.
And we've got
Can you
Oh
say
my
this one?
gosh, my
Can you
eye.
say this one?
Methydicus Brighticus. Howdy
Methydicus
to you too. I'm
albrighticus.
so
Yes.
sorry. Oh, Albrighty, I missed half of that. Sorry.
It took me a while to get it too. It took me a
I'm
while
so
for sure.
sorry. Thank you for hanging out with us. I apologize.
Absolutely. No
It's
problem.
been one of those days. Every day
Yeah.
is one of those days. What's
Triple
up,
G.
Bowtie?
Yeah, we got
That one I
Bowtie
can.
in the house with us. Says join us from the Emerald Coast of the Panhandle in Florida, where it's mid 70s and partly cloudy, where the sugar snap peas are now planted. Oh, right on.
Nice.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah. And we've got Indian SH240. Hi.
Yeah, great to have you here with us. We also got Eddie in the house. Somebody's
Yeah, Hi, Eddie. And we've got one Arizona garden. Good evening. Sophia here from Arizona. Welcome. Thank you for being
that's
here.
so great to have you here with us. Thank you for joining with us, everybody. So great to have you here. And if you didn't get a chance to jump in for our roll call, definitely keep getting into the chat there and let us know you're here. And we'll try to feature those and your questions and comments throughout the show. Down on the bottom of the screen there. So right on. Excellent. So here we go. We're cruising along today. Really excited to meet Rebecca and Josh here in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we mentioned and teased just a few minutes ago, it's time for Grow What You Eat. And we got Shawnee this week.
Hey, gardeners, welcome back to Grow What You Eat with Shawnee Grows. Today, I want to introduce you to a concept that changes everything once you understand it. So this is not new. Many people have talked about it over the years. I did not come up with this. It's called the continuous garden. It's about when you plant, how often you plant, and whether your garden feeds you for a week or for an entire season. So most gardeners experience something like a boom and bust cycle. You plant everything in May, you harvest like crazy in July, you're overwhelmed in August with watering and weeds, and by September, it's quiet. There's no more food. The beds are empty, the momentum slows, and dinner goes back to the grocery store. But what if the goal wasn't one big harvest? What if the goal was steady harvests? That's where this continuous garden comes in. It means three things. There's always something growing. There is always something almost ready, and there is always something planned next. This is not chaos. This is not overplanting. It is intentional overlap. Instead of thinking in one single planting, you think in these waves. We're also going to talk about layers. You plant, you harvest, you replant, you repeat this till nature says no more, right? So the first tool of a continuous garden is a succession planting. This simply means you don't plant all your lettuce at once. You plant some today, some in 2 weeks from now, and then 2 weeks from that. Another form of succession planting is when you transplant the baby lettuce in the garden, you can direct seed lettuce at the same time. And that's a form of succession planting. So this works beautifully with, like I said, the lettuce for sure, spinach if you can stand it, radishes, bush beans, carrots, cilantro. Another form of succession sowing that I like to use is, let's say it's carrots, but you choose different days to maturity varieties. So let's say one is a 55 day, one is a 65 day, maybe one is a 75 day, or even shorter on the other end. Planting them all at once in their own blocks, then you have a harvest at a different time. Each one comes into harvest within a couple weeks of each other, depending on the weather. We've all been there where we wrote down the days to maturity for a harvest and we go to look and it's not actually there at that time. So please keep in mind the weather. So the second tool to this garden concept is using the quick maturing crops. Some crops grow fast enough to fit between the bigger ones. So for example, while your tomatoes are small, you can grow radishes, baby greens, green onions. in that space. So by the time the tomatoes are up and bushing out, we've already harvested out those greens, radishes, and green onions. You're harvesting the food from that space that otherwise would have sat empty, waiting for that tomato to grow up and mature and give you fruit. So this is how small gardens act bigger than they are. There is a planting for the seasons concept. So in one bed in the spring, putting in peas, letting the peas grow up. Once soil temps are warm enough, putting cucumbers at the bottom or tomatoes, having those peas get harvested out, chop and drop them down. Now those cucumbers and tomatoes will grow big, and then planting things at the base. We're also going to talk about this third tool, interplanting. That means growing crops together intentionally, something large, something small, something slow, something fast, deep rooted and shallow rooted. So if I were to pull out an example, we have this lovely book that I read every year, The Living Soil Handbook, The No-Till Grower's Guide to Ecological Market Gardening by Jesse Frost, who is the host of the Farmers Jesse's No-Till Market Garden podcast. In his book on page 185, this is what I'm talking about. So different root systems for each plant. There's shallow rooted, deep rooted, and strong lateral growth. So there's a lettuce growing underneath a tomato and a celery growing by it. They can live together because they have different root systems. So there's many examples of this. Shallow rooted crops, arugula, basil, beans, bok choy, cabbage. Deep rooted crops, asparagus, beets, carrots, fava beans. It goes on and on. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but that's what I'm talking about. Knowing the root system helps you determine how to put them together. So tomatoes with lettuce, cabbage and cilantro, peppers with basil, dent corn with pole beans, and then the winter squash at the bottom is one of those famous examples that we always hear about. You stop thinking in rows, you start thinking in layers. The fourth piece is seasonal overlap. So instead of pulling everything when summer ends, which I swear everybody does around here, okay, in Minnesota Zone 5A, I'm like, where's your fall gardens, guys? You need to be planting for fall. So while you're harvesting tomatoes, you're starting the spinach, the kale, the turnips, the fall crops, the fall carrots. I have a whole list of what I grow that I'll be showing on the channel over at Shawnee Grows. In July, I start planting the fall plants, right? Even though it's the middle of summer. So then when the summer is slowing down and the fall is just beginning, I have this little window before the frost is going to come and it's going to snow. The garden never feels empty then. There's always something transitioning in it, and we're using nature's refrigerator in the fall. So we need to get these plants to maturity before then because we're losing sunlight hours and we're losing temperature. But when you put these things together, succession planting, the quick crops, interplanting, and seasonal overlap, you build this rhythm. And rhythm is what feeds families, not one giant zucchini harvest, okay, but steady ingredients for steady meals. A continuous garden feeds you in seasons, not just in moments. So this week, I want you to look at your bed, your garden plot, your container, and ask yourself, can this space produce more than once? Can I plant something after this? Can I stagger this planting? Can I interplant something? That's how a garden shifts from a hobby to a food system. I'm actually going to be giving away a free seed starting calendar that is a guide. So it's going to say how to know when to start things. Over on my channel, it's like a timing thing, indoors or direct sowing. It's going to be for my entire year, and it's going to help you plan out your entire year. So check out my live streams showing my 2026 seed haul, and then another live stream talking about my garden plan. I'm going to show you my maps, what plants come in the spring, what ones I plant for summer, what ones I plant in the fall. Some crops stay in that spot the whole season. Some crops get rotated out and harvested. And what's on my filler list? What do I always have started just to fill a little empty pocket if we have a little crop failure, right? We want to know how to do that. I'm going to explain it all. Check out my live streams to see that. And then in the description of the ones I've mentioned, there will be that link for that free printable for the seed starting calendar schedule guide. So until next time, Remember, grow what you eat and eat what you grow.
Ivy Organic was founded on the gardening concept of whitewashing, simply lightening your plants to better tolerate weather extremes, transplant shock, and so much more. Such a valuable gardening practice that farmers have been doing it since BC times. However, in recent years, most research has been caring for plants and trees using latex and tar-based products which are designed to last 100 years but fall off your plants within 1 to 2 years as your plants grow, contaminating your garden soil indefinitely. Ivy Organic gives organic commercial orchards and backyard growers an organic and healthier alternative. Also, unlike latex and tar-based products, Ivy Organic dries on porous, allowing moisture and nutrients to pass so that your coated surfaces such as grafting wounds and pruned branches will not rot. Ivy Organic has 2 general categories of whitewash products. The 3-in-1 Plant Guard, which includes 7 natural oils including castor, cinnamon, clove, garlic, peppermint, rosemary, and spearmint, which offer insect and rodent repellent protection, and the whitewash oil-free formula. Both products also have diatomaceous earth in the base ingredients, which naturally offer some insect repellent protection too. As always, keep growing with Ivy Organics and wishing you all happy gardening.
Why wait for the right season to start your garden when you can grow anything you want all year round? This is my indoor garden where I grow all of my own produce regardless of the season. Aeroponically grown food, pesticide-free, all organic. The mission is to inspire and educate others to do the same. Whether you're limited in space or not, an indoor garden can be your reality. Follow along as I explore all the ways to achieve a successful indoor garden. From aeroponic Dutch buckets to vertical grow towers, I experiment with all kinds of grow mediums and varieties. Let's learn and grow together and reclaim our food sovereignty.
All right. Here we are back at it.
We're back. Always great information from Shawnee. Thank you so much.
I know. And another great segment. Lots of great comments coming in for her as well, too. I love this one here. All content creators tell you how. Shawnee tells you why.
Yes.
That's really
absolutely
great. Excellent.
Yeah, that was some great info. And we should always be planting. Always.
Yeah. And so everybody,
there's never downtime in the garden.
Shouldn't have downtime.
No.
Right.
Got to. If you have downtime, you're not doing it right. I don't think.
Exactly. So right on, everybody. Go down into the description below. Find a link to Shawnee's channel there where you can go find that printable calendar. I think that's a really great idea. I'm gonna have to go check that out myself for sure.
Yeah.
Right on. Excellent. And also too here real quick, let's go ahead and talk about what we had growing on this last week and this weekend on the show. Last week on the Green Room, we had with us Habitual Hobbies and G Mama Grows Hard in the Garden. Yeah, what a fantastic show, and that was really great. A couple of new faces to the show and everything, but it really great to kind of get some insight into their gardening.
Yeah, absolutely. It was so fun to chat and just to kind of pick their brains about, both their styles of gardening and just get to know more people in the community. That's what I love. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, that's what's so fun about this show. And again, being able to get to do this with you, Natalie, too, is to get to, for me, I mean, again, too, that was my first time getting to meet them as well, too. But all of these other amazing folks who've been on our show before and everything, too. So it's really fun, really great conversation. If you didn't get a chance to check out that show last week, definitely go back and check out that conversation. Also, this weekend on Saturday, we had another one of our community shows. That's right. This is where you, the audience, are the guest. Our community shows are a fun new type of show that we started doing this last year. Kind of came out of our Halloween show that we did the year before. But it was really fun to invite the guests onto the show. So this is like all of our folks who hang out with us in the chat. I just hand out a show link, sort of like a radio call-in show when you call in to talk to the radio hosts about whatever.
Yeah.
Well, you come here video and come and talk with us all about your gardens and everything too. So these are some really fun shows. Yeah.
So nice. Yeah.
What a unique idea. I'm so glad we kind of stumbled upon that idea too, was just to kind of invite folks on and everything too. So again, everybody keep an eye out as we'll be announcing another community show down the road here. And that'll be your chance to come and join with us live on the show and talk about what you've got growing on in your gardens. And then as well, too, we had on our Sunday edition of the show, we had Scott Wilson, our good friend, Gardener Scott, here for another one of our every second Sunday of the month. He joins us for Ask Gardener Scott. And this is where you guys can jump in and ask all of your gardening questions. And Scott answers them all for us. In fact, though, I'll tell you, we've done... I can't even say, well over maybe a dozen, 20 of these Ask Gardener Scott shows, right?
Yeah.
I think this Sunday was the very first time we ever stumped him on a question.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What was the question?
It had to do with pH for blackberry bushes.
Oh.
What's the best pH range for blackberry bushes? And he was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to really go back and look at that one. And I was like, oh man, I think
did we get the answer?
Yeah.
What was it?
Jay did share with it the answer for us. Good ranges between, I think, was it 5.5 and 6.5?
Yeah, that's usually, I think, a general range for most,
getting right there, close to neutral, definitely.
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe we stumped him. That was so fun. And it was bound to happen sometime.
Yeah, when in doubt, just say 5.5 to 6.5. Usually it falls within that range.
Yeah, that's right. So that's what we had growing on last week and this weekend on the show. If you didn't get a chance to check any of those shows, definitely go back and check those shows out. And I'm sure Jay will be dropping some links and all of that as well too. But yes, and we'll also mention to you just a little bit later on. So hang on a little bit later on in the show and we'll tell you what we got coming up for next week.
Yeah, can't wait.
Right on. Well, I guess it's about time to get this green room going, right?
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Our guests are sitting there waiting anxiously in the background, ready to get going with us here. So everybody, it's time for the green room. All right. So let's go ahead and welcome to the show with us here. Get this right here. We've got Rebecca, Happy Heart Gardens, joining with us.
Hi, Rebecca.
And we got Josh, the Plant Techie, joining with us here today. Boy,
hey there. Nice to see
Thank
you.
you both for joining us.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. Excited to be here.
Absolutely. Great to have you all back on the show with us, especially here for our new show, The Green Room. So it's really awesome to have you guys here with us. And we'll do what we do here for all of our guests, give you guys each just a minute to kind of introduce yourselves and let us know a little bit about yourselves and your channels and all of that as well. So let's go ahead and start with Rebecca.
Hey, so I'm Rebecca from Happy Heart Gardens. It's gardens because I have two gardens. I garden primarily in South Alabama, but I also do a summer garden in northern Pennsylvania, where I'm from. So I grew up on a dairy farm up there and have been gardening for, oh my gosh, a couple decades, believe it or not. So you can find me on mainly Instagram and Facebook, and then also on YouTube. I'm trying to get more onto YouTube. So I just love sharing and talking all things garden all the time. I believe anybody can grow something somewhere.
I think you're right.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing. What about yourself, Josh?
Well, first of all, I'm excited to be here. And Rebecca, I've seen you comment on my stuff and I've seen your stuff. And it's just so funny. It's like, oh, yeah, like finally get to meet you.
I know, same. Yeah, super excited. Yeah.
This is really cool that you brought so many people together. This is great.
This is one thing I love about these shows the most is the opportunity for all of us to connect and to be able to learn from each other and meet each other and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So just real quick about me, I love fruit, all things grown fruit. I love gardening too. I'm really not as good of a gardener as I am a fruit tree grower because I've got hundreds of fruit trees growing. I got citrus in containers. I got stuff in the ground. And just the last couple years, I decided to get on social after gardening for 10 years and just wanted to share it with people. So I did that. I got my master gardeners certificate, and then just give back to my community. So I help out in our local community garden. I post as much as I humanly can just to get all kinds of information out there. And I honestly try to get my cat in every single video that I can. It's sort of a personal goal of mine.
That's right. Same for me. I got my cat, my guarding cat too. I love to get him involved. He's always right there too, so it's not hard. He's always right by me.
Aw, cute.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, thanks again, both of you, for joining with us here tonight, and really great to have you here. One of the things that we do here on the green room as we get started, we don't waste too much time to kind of jump you into what we got going on around here. But we have a little segment that we do here to start everything off called the lightning round. Lightning round. All right.
So lightning round. We're going to put you both in the hot seat, one at a time. But you'll both be in the hot seat right off the bat. We're just going to have some fun. It's a lightning round. You'll have 2 minutes to answer, 1 minute to answer 10 questions. So it's about, anyway, sorry.
You got it.
Sorry,
you
10
got
questions and 60 seconds to answer. 2 seconds per question. All right.
Oh my goodness. No pressure.
So we're going to start. Yeah, no pressure. I don't know why I got nervous all of a sudden.
I know.
I get nervous before the lightning round.
I know. We should be
pressure's not on you.
All right. Pretty much, can I read the questions fast enough? So we're going to start with Rebecca. Whenever you're ready, we're going to go for it.
Okay, let's just do it. Let's go.
First thing that comes to mind, just one word answer. Whatever comes to mind, just have fun with it. No pressure.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
All right. If you could only grow one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Onions.
What plant best represents your personality?
Ooh, carrot.
Best part about growing up on a dairy farm?
Oh, just nature, being outside, freedom.
Finish this sentence. I knew I was a gardener when...
I killed plants but kept going.
Most difficult plant you've ever grown?
Tomatoes.
Pennsylvania or Alabama?
Pennsylvania's home, but Alabama is nice weather.
Most valuable lesson gardening has taught you?
Keep going.
Worst gardening advice you've ever received?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. Pass.
Easiest plant you've ever grown?
Beans.
And the one gardening tool you can't live without?
Ooh. Gloves?
You did a great job. That was
all right. Yeah.
You want spare?
How about one more second on worst? Any worst gardening advice? The pass.
I can't really. Nothing comes to mind. I mean, I see some things sometimes on social media that I want to like comment on, but I'm like, nope. Everybody has their own style.
Yeah.
Right. Excellent.
So I don't know that I've actually seen or received any, bad gardening advice.
Okay, excellent. Well, that's good. Then you got a good start then for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Josh's turn.
Josh's turn.
That heartbeat sound effect just got me nervous. Just listening.
I know. Me too, clearly, before it even started.
Exactly, right? All right. Here we go. We're going to get this going as soon as it gets started up.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
Oh, did it not go? Oh boy, here we go. Why is it not starting on for me? Oh my gosh.
Most difficult plant you've ever grown?
Almonds.
Favorite way to start seeds?
Late and under pressure.
Favorite tech gadget you use in your garden?
I have a really nice pH meter. It's awesome.
If you could only grow one kind of fruit tree, what would it be?
A multi-graft tree with lots of different varieties on one, like my Frankenstein tree where I have 11 in one citrus.
What's always in your fridge from the garden?
Citrus. I have tons of citrus. I brought some with me.
Nice. Finish this sentence. I knew I was officially a gardener when
I was out in the middle of the night planting bare root fruit trees, and my wife thought I was crazy.
What's one common myth about growing fruit trees?
That it takes forever to get fruit.
And if you can grow a garden anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Italy, obviously.
Oh,
All right, we
oh,
got two more questions. We're gonna
yeah, yeah,
ask anyways,
yeah.
even though
We ask
time is
them
up.
anyways.
Greenhouse or grow tent?
Greenhouse only because I'm just unfamiliar with grow tents, but I'm really curious.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect,
And
perfect.
favorite task in the garden?
Pruning, definitely.
Nice. I know. I see you're a pruner extraordinaire from all your videos, so can't wait to chat more about that.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
That was
Excellent.
fun. Okay.
All right. Well,
All right.
yeah,
Pressure's
I guess
off
I
now.
was the only one that got a little nervous during that. So you guys both did great. Thank you for that.
That
was
was
fun.
awesome.
I'm
Yeah,
glad
what a
you
fun
both
way
did
to
it.
get things started up, right?
Yeah, for sure. So why don't we kind of get into what got both of you into gardening? Like, how did you both get started? I guess we'll start with you, Rebecca.
Sure. So like I said, growing up on a dairy farm, we had crops and that type of thing, but we didn't really garden. And then I don't know, I was always around nature. So I guess when I got out on my own, I was like, I want to grow my own food. I've always kind of been an old soul, so I wanted to like can and garden and just do all of those things. So I think that's what just started it. Growing. I'm a huge vegetable lover right from the get-go. As soon as I had teeth, my mom said I started eating salad. So, so I wanted to just, grow my own because it's so much better. So,
Totally agree. That's amazing.
yeah.
Yeah. How about for you, Josh? What got you started in gardening?
That's a great question. So it's a funny story, but my mother and my grandmother entered into the best zucchini contest in our small town in Maryland, where one of them would dress up a zucchini, no joke, and the other one would find the best dish, and then I would somehow get the award for the largest zucchini. And like one year, all three of us won, and I was like, "This is great! I love growing stuff." It's sort of ridiculous, but ever since then, I always had a love for plants.
It's awesome.
That's great. That's
I
great.
feel like once you develop that connection, all it takes is, a couple plants or just a little start, and then you get hooked. It's hard not to fall in love with gardening, no matter what plant you're growing.
Yeah, really. I mean, for me, it started all with just one little cucumber start. I mean, I've grown house plants my whole life. Someone handed me a cucumber start. I don't know what to do. I lived in an apartment, stuck it out on the balcony, and it actually grew some fruit. And I was like, oh man, this is great. I grew my own food, shared it with my daughter. Cucumbers were her favorite thing, So then you see the light in her eyes, and look at it, that I grew this food that we had. And then from there, it was off and running. I was off and running then.
I always say once you taste like your own homegrown thing, you're hooked.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing compares.
Nothing
So,
compares.
speaking of homegrown, Josh, you have all your fruit trees, and you really caught my attention with this 11 citrus Frankenstein tree. Why don't you talk to us
Yeah.
about that? Because I'm dying to know.
So, okay, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but so I got it. Let's start from the beginning. So 10 years ago, I got what was a kumquat tree, but really it was the rootstock that took over, which is a trifoliate orange, which is thorny and you don't want to eat it. It's terrible. So then I planted that in the ground. I air layered off a limb from it. That became the rootstock for the Frankenstein tree. And then every year I graft 3 varieties of trees, citrus trees, onto this one small tree. And so I'm up to 11 different citrus varieties grafted onto one trifoliate orange tree. And I brought some citrus with me today that we could talk about. But yeah, it's just been sort of like a Frankenstein experiment to see how many I can possibly get on one tree.
And what follow-up question, what are the 11 varieties?
Oh, I knew you should. Okay.
Sorry. So maybe we'll do that for the next lightning round.
Real quick. Okay. So
Exactly.
Pomona lemon. This is a sweet lemon. Regular Meyer lemon. We've got a regular lime. We've got a key lime. We've got variegated kumquat. We got Mewa kumquat, Nagami kumquat. We've got grapefruit. We got mandarin orange. We got blood orange. And let's see, I knew there's 1 or 2 in there. I can't remember. And a tangelo, which is really a fun fruit if you've never seen a tangelo. Wow. I think that's about it.
That is extremely impressive.
Isn't it? I mean, I've always
cool.
been fascinated with these and want to try to do it with one of my trees at one point in time, if I can, to multi-graft onto them. I will say I was down in California this last fall and met someone from the California Rare Fruit Growers. And this gentleman told me he had a multi-grafted tree in his backyard with like 170 grafts on it. Now, I don't know. I mean, how in the world? I was blown away that he even, and he's got years and years of experience on doing that. But how about that, Josh? I mean, can you imagine how is that even possible, right?
Oh, it's completely possible. Look up the tree of 40 fruits, and it's a popular tree that somebody's grafted 40 fruit varieties onto one tree. It's beautiful.
Wow.
It's so beautiful, especially when they blossom with all the variations in color. It's just gorgeous. I'm so intrigued by grafting. So it's very fascinating that you do that. I love that.
Yeah, cool.
Right.
Have you ever tried grafting anything? Because I know it's not just fruit trees, right? You can graft other things. Rebecca, have you ever tried grafting at all in your garden?
I have not. I have no citrus, even though I'm down here kind of in the land of citrus. I keep saying every year, I'm going to get citrus. And now it's been like 11 years and I still have no citrus. So
oh my.
maybe this will be the year to finally get some. So there's so many U-picks and stuff. It's just so easy. I mean, I know it's not like growing your own, but I tend to go to the U-picks, or people have them in their yards and they're always getting rid of them. And so I have not done any grafting.
You mentioned that you have your summer garden in Pennsylvania and your garden all year round in Alabama.
Correct.
What do you grow in both of them? What are you doing in the Pennsylvania garden, and what are you doing in Alabama?
Sure. So the Pennsylvania garden is at my my mom's house back at the old farmstead. So that was just, like some small vegetables, potatoes, onions, tomatoes, your like typical summer vegetables, and along with pumpkins, because I am a huge pumpkin. I should have said pumpkin for what I would be, but so pumpkins are kind of tricky down here in South Alabama just because of all of our pests and fungal issues with the humidity. So I grow them up there just because it's a lot easier. So a lot of pumpkins, but we're kind of transitioning a little bit away from vegetables, just as my mom gets elderly, and doing just more pumpkins and flowers. Then we also have a couple acre wildflower field that we started a few years ago with all native perennials. So that's kind of also a work in progress that we're working with. So
sounds wonderful.
That's what happens up there. Yeah, of course it's, 5B now, I think. So not too much that you can do in the wintertime up there.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm assuming. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You go ahead.
I was just going to say, I was wondering, do you have issues with powdery mildew with your pumpkins? Is that a problem for you?
That tends to show up later in the season when they're already sort of, knock on wood. Usually it shows up later in the season when they're already pretty much formed, so it hasn't been a huge issue. And what typically happens is I go and plant it early June, and then I just kind of leave it until like end of September, early October when I go back to harvest. So if there is an issue, we kind of just let it ride because I don't want my mom to do too much maintenance. Once in a while, like I said, when I go back in the fall, I'll notice there's some, but at that point, it's okay. We don't do much.
So you don't do anything,
No, it's pretty much a plant it and forget it kind of garden, except if there's things to harvest, then my mom will harvest. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, right on. And as you see, I got the question up there. I think you probably put an answer in there. I just saw though too, Josh. But what is the best method? I want to try grafting. Nope. Says I want to try grafting onto my Meyer lemon. Would lime be good in an arid environment?
Absolutely. The easiest graft you can do is what's called a cleft graft, which is where you create like a V. So basically you cut it off one and you cut it the other, you create a V on the bottom, and then you create a V on the top, and you sort of slide it in, and then you just tape the whole thing. Some people even use electrical tape to do it. So it doesn't have to be complicated. I've done that like over and over, and it's very easy to do.
Excellent. And what age do trees need to be to graft?
Well, a lot of trees that you buy in the store are grafted from a young age. So they'll be tiny, like less than a pencil thickness. And citrus, they'll do T-bud grafting. There's all different types, but any age will do. Usually a 1-year-old rootstock will be utilized to graft 1-year-old scion wood is what they call it.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Right on. So yeah, grafting is really cool. You can do so many great things with it and everything too. Rebecca, you were mentioning to me about a project you're working on this year. Tell me a little bit about your 5-foot carrot box. I love this idea. I mean, people who like grow giants and do these other sort of really cool stuff are really awesome. But I've seen these like long carrot boxes, or people have done like, I think like parsnips and stuff, or things that are just really long roots and everything. So yeah, tell us about this 5-foot carrot box.
Yeah. So it's a certain variety. It's called Mampukiji, and I'm probably totally messing that name up, but
I know I wasn't going to try to attempt it either.
I think that's how you pronounce it. That's how I've been saying it, so I don't know. It's a Japanese variety, and yeah, it can grow under ideal conditions. They say like 5 feet or so. So what originally started this whole thing was, I think it was probably 5 years ago, I ended up with what we called the epic carrot. It was just a carrot that just, for whatever reason, grew to be 8 pounds. And it was just gnarly. It almost looked like a human heart. It was really bizarre. I don't know what happened. It did its own thing in the garden. So that was super cool. And then I happened to find these Mampukiji carrots, and we built a box that was, I think, 4 feet. And I got a 42-inch carrot. Now, it was very skinny, but it was the full like 42 inches. So then I was like, okay, we're going to go all in this year. And my husband built a 5-foot box, and we planted, seed again. So hopefully this is the year we get a 5-foot carrot. How I'm going to get it out, that will be the tricky part.
So is this something like you build it up and you like just direct sow the seed into the top of the box and just let it go?
Now,
one single seed, or do you try a few just to get one growing or not? How do you do that?
Yeah, well, I tend to overseed just as my personality. I just sort of like sprinkle, and then I have a hard time thinning because I don't want to kill any of the plant babies. But I told myself I was only going to put, because I think it's a pretty good size. It's probably, like almost 3 feet wide and like 2.5 feet this way. So it's a good, along with being 5 feet tall, it's a really good size. So I told myself I was only going to do maybe like 4 carrots, and I think there's like a dozen out there. So yeah, I
that's always the way it happens.
I know. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard with them carrots, but yeah. So I direct seed. I probably won't get the 5 feet just because we had some, of course, soil compaction. I tried to wait long enough after rain and everything, but it still sunk a little bit after I planted. So we'll see. I'm going to do a test pull in a few weeks, but I probably won't do the main harvest until like April, May. And I planted these in October, so they tend to take a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I can't wait to see how that turns out. That's a fun garden experiment. I mean, it kind of makes gardening fun, right?
It does, yeah. And
stuff.
I'm going to be like up on a ladder or like the back of my golf cart or I don't know what. So
that'll be cool. Cool to see.
May have to take the whole thing apart. I don't know, but some people do them in like the sono tube so they can like cut it and take them out. But I was trying to make something that we could reuse. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know if I've seen the tubes. I've mostly seen people use the boxes like you're talking about before.
Okay.
That's I think that's a great idea there. You were mentioning pumpkins though too. What's like the biggest pumpkin you've ever grown? Have you tried to grow like super sized pumpkins?
Yeah, like the Big Mac. Well, not the giants. That's like a whole other rabbit hole you can fall down. I don't know if you've seen some of them. They're like thousands of pounds.
I've talked with Lenny. Yeah.
Yeah, and you need like a huge space and a lot of like, watching them. Someday maybe I can do that. But I think probably like 70 some pounds. A Big Mac's pumpkin was probably the biggest one. Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
Maybe 80. I could like just pick it up. So I'm guessing like probably 70, 80 pounds.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, my largest was 137, and it took me and my daughter both to pick that sucker up.
Wow, that's awesome.
I had to move it from the back to the front because she wanted to paint it up for the kids for Halloween out front and everything. So we had to move it from the back all the way out to the front, and it took us both.
You need like a wagon or something.
I know.
Yeah,
we really did.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And that's only 137 pounds, though. I mean, imagine these ones they're getting now at 2,700. I think the new record was just over 2,700
unbelievable
by a couple of brothers over in the UK. Just broke the record that was set 2 years ago. By a gentleman over in Minnesota.
Wow.
What's the longest carrot record? That's what I want to know. Have you looked
yeah.
I have looked it up and I don't remember now what it is because I looked it up way back for weight when I did the first original Epic Carrot. Because I thought maybe we could get like, the Guinness Book, and all that kind of stuff. But you actually have to pay to do that. So I was like,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Oh yeah, if you want to get into the Guinness Book,
Right.
you got to pay
So I
to
don't
get it.
remember. Yeah, I don't remember the longest one. I don't think I'll make that. But hey, you never know, right? We'll see what happens.
Yeah. And I think with that though too is you can't really take too many of the records too seriously, I suppose. If you got to pay for it, there's got to be someone out there beating those records who's just not going to pay to get in there.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Yeah. Right.
So, speaking of growing your own, Josh, I see you're a homesteader. Tell us a little bit about that. What's the biggest challenge you face as a homesteader?
I think coming from a suburb environment and moving into the country 10 years ago, because I lived just everyday life. First of all, it's really quiet out in the country. That was the first shocker. And the second one, and dark, really dark. The second one is like, you just have all this space and you have all these options, and it almost becomes paralyzing because you're like, I could do this, I could clear that, I could plant here. And so I ended up just planting way too much and going way too overboard at first. And that was a big lesson that I learned. It's like, okay, you have to incrementally work your way up, because I just wanted to do everything all at once and burn myself out, and just learned a valuable lesson in life. So that's been the challenge for me, building out a homestead, is making it manageable over time.
Yeah.
That's some great advice for sure. I know not only in the homesteading space, but even just in the gardening space, we often work backwards where we get excited. We start off with a lot and we realize maybe we bit off more than we can chew, no pun intended. And we got to, slow it down a little bit because of the learning curve involved, right? So,
yeah. Let's see, Jay dropped in there with our longest carrot record, 6.245 meters.
Wow.
Oh, meters.
Okay, that's for
that's a long carrot.
Yeah, I suppose you want to how I'm not sure the conversion into feet. We got
3 feet in a meter, so
yeah. So like
that's long.
That's really 3 feet. Oh wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. I can't believe
the soil box has to be 20 foot tall to like house that thing.
Yeah. How's that possible?
That's crazy. Yeah. Big tall ladder, right?
Yeah.
A big tall ladder. Get up on your roof, right? To get it on there and everything, right?
Yeah, you need like a little crane. I'm probably not going to beat the record then if it's like 20 some feet. Yeah, I'm probably out.
Oh yeah. That's over 20 feet. Yeah, that's wild.
Wow. Crazy. Yeah, that's a long carrot.
That's really a long carrot. So tell us a little bit, Rebecca, about, and I love talking with folks who have taken on a Master Gardener program, and I hear that you are finishing up a Master Gardener program. You're taking the one out of Penn State, right?
Yeah, so I'm doing it through Pennsylvania, which is Penn State, just because they did an online Zoom version. So with me going back and forth so much, it really worked out great. And then, of course, I'm in Pennsylvania a lot, so I'll do all my volunteer hours up there, which is fun. Like Josh said, I'm like really big into giving back to the community and just, really helping people to grow and get them started in that, working with kids. I'm excited to do that. I'm going to do some of that this spring. And
that's awesome. Good for you.
Yeah, it's been fun. And we actually just did fruit trees last week. So
what kind of fruit trees?
Perfect timing.
We were talking about, Josh. We just talked about all the grafting types and yeah.
Wow. What kind of fruit trees?
Oh gosh, they did mostly apples because we do apples in Pennsylvania, and then a few peaches, but mostly talked about apples.
Okay.
And that's what's common there. So
classic.
Do the Master Gardener courses, are they based on your zones and where you are? Is each one different, I guess, based on where you're attending the course?
Definitely.
Yeah, I would assume so because you're doing things that are like, you're learning
native to
like tree fruit. I mean, a lot of it is general information that can apply to anywhere, at least in my program. But then, like when we talk about like invasive plants, we're talking about invasive specific to Pennsylvania.
Right.
And I'm sure it would be the same in every state. Did you do yours in Maryland, Josh, or?
No, I grew up in Maryland, but I'm in South Carolina now. So I got my
Oh, okay.
Clemson University here in South Carolina.
Nice. Yeah. So same probably thing. I'm assuming you did things that were specific to.
Yeah, but it was hard. The test was hard. I'm gonna be honest.
This was hard.
Don't tell me that. My finals next week, not this week, next week. So.
But our entire class did the plant identification. We got the best score ever. So that was the most fun, was ID these plants based off the leaves or a photo, and that was really fun. So
okay, that is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Very
had
nice.
several people try to tempt me to do our local Master Gardener program here, and I'm just, I don't know. I'm worried about the test being hard.
Well, I'm sure you would do well, right? You have experience, so
yeah,
I'm sure you would do fine.
pass it. You got this.
Yeah. Honestly, I think getting all the volunteer hours is probably the harder part.
Right.
It
Yeah.
is.
I think that is really kind of the bigger thing that's kind of pushed me away more, is just the dedication of time you've got to do for those volunteer hours, for sure.
Yeah. It's definitely a commitment, but a good one. So.
Yeah, it's definitely rewarding. You get to also give back to the community too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Oh.
Yeah, we had to do 40 hours just to get go from an intern to a certified master gardener, and they give you a little over a year to do it here, but it's still 40 hours. I mean, of teaching, not you're learning something, you are teaching people. So that's a lot of hour workshops if you think about it,
Yeah. You're lucky. I have to do 50.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, 50 hours. Yeah.
How much time do
we
they give
have
you?
until we only have, I think, until they said October. So it's really going to be a push this summer, which is why I've kind of scaled back a little bit on some of the gardening things, just because I know I'm going to have to be doing, a lot of things up there. So, yeah.
So what kind of teaching opportunities are there to gain your hours? What do you just reach out to local organizations, or is it individuals?
I know, and sure. In our through the Penn State Extension, they have a big portal, and there's just tons of opportunities locally. I mean, there's different kids after school programs. There's programs at senior centers. There's field days with schools. There's just stuff all the time. Workshops and programs at libraries. Winter sewing workshops. I mean, there's tons of stuff. I mean, if I was there all the time, I would probably have more hours put in, but it's okay. I'll get there.
Excellent. Let's see here. We did have a question pop in here a little bit ago. MKP was asking, Josh, do NPK numbers matter when using fertilizers on citrus and fig trees?
Absolutely. And I think it's bigger in a container environment than it is in ground. I always like to say is in ground is sort of like going to the grocery store. The trees have a lot of options. But when you're growing in a container, it's like you're in a fine dining experience. We have a limited menu, it's set, and you got to get it right, because that's what they're eating every day for the rest of their lives. So it does matter a lot, and you can overdo it on certain ones and not get a lot of fruit. Too much nitrogen gives too much vegetative growth. So you have to really find something that's balanced.
Yeah. It kind of goes along with this other question too. I saw a video where someone said container citrus needs a 666 on. Here, someone said to have more nitrogen. Could more nitrogen lend itself to problems like leaf drop or fruits not setting?
I mean, everything with NPK is all about what is your soil now, right? Measure your soil, because you can do 10, 10, 10 every day, and then all of a sudden you've got an excess of one or the other, and now you're causing problems by fertilizing versus helping. So it just depends on what's in your soil. And testing that is what they recommend first.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
So for a new soil gardener, what goes into testing your soil? I guess there's just kits available that you can procure to test all the elements of your soil.
Yeah, I mean, here we can just send off soil samples to our local ag extension, and they're $6 a sample. I mean, it's super cheap, and you just take it down to your local extension agent, or you can even, a lot of your nurseries, plant nurseries, will accept the soil samples for you. So they make it really easy. I mean, you could do one, where you get on Amazon, but just go with your local ag extension.
Yeah, for sure. It's good to know.
And let's see here. Let's drop this question here. Serena was asking, do any of you grow yard-long beans? Have you grown yard-long beans, Rebecca?
I have. Yeah, they're super fun.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of beans.
Yeah. A lot of bean, right?
A lot of bean, yes, yeah. Yeah, you figure one bean is probably what, like 12 regular green beans?
Yeah, talk
Yeah,
about the
and
long
they're
carrots,
jumping
though.
down. Yeah. Yeah, they do really well in a hot climate too. If you're in like a hotter climate, like in the south, that type of thing, they'll take a lot of your typical like green beans don't like the summer heat of the like, temps above 90, but the yard long beans I found will grow through that summer heat.
Excellent. Yeah, that's still one I've yet to try. So maybe I got to get some yard-long beans for this year and try them out.
Yeah.
I got some seeds.
So-
I'll hook you up.
There you go.
Rebecca,
Awesome.
While we're talking about long fruits, Armenian cucumbers. Have you ever tried those? Those are one of my favorites, and they probably would do well in your Alabama climate.
Yeah, I tried them once. All the cucumber type things I really struggle with just with all of the pests, all the cucumbers. I did try them, but yeah.
Okay.
All
All
the
right,
squash.
here's a true or false question for everybody. Are Armenian cucumbers cucumbers?
Yes, true.
No,
I think they're melons. I think
They're
technically
melons.
they're
Yeah,
melons.
technically a melon, so they're not
Really?
really actually a cucumber. Yeah.
I just ordered some, and like the whole description on the back talks about the history, and they,
Yep.
I mean, on their description it says it's a cucumber, so I should fact check them.
Yeah, it just came right. Wickershire Project's like, talk about the Armenian cukes.
I had one that was almost 4 feet long one year, and it was epic. It was so long, and you cut it. It basically, you don't eat it like a cucumber. Like you cut it and then you scoop out the middle like you would a melon, right? Because it's all seedy and stuff. But then you cut it up. It creates these little half moons, and it's very like mild. It doesn't have any bitterness to it. So that's what
They're
makes it
really
more
good
melon.
pickled.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're so good.
Yeah.
Nice.
I might have to
So-
try them again.
I was going to ask you, Rebecca. You said you're into canning and preserving. What are some of your favorite things to grow in the garden, specifically for canning or preserving?
Probably beans, just because they're so easy. Any variety of like cow peas or southern peas, black eyed peas, whatever you call them. They preserve really easy. Lots of times, if I'm going to can, again, like I've mentioned before, we have a lot of U-pick farms. So even though I grow my own, it's just so easy to just go and get like a half bushel of cucumbers if I want to make pickles, because I like to do like, a dozen jars at once,
Yeah.
as opposed to growing that many pickles. So it's okay to like support those local farms, even if you are a gardener yourself. So
Yeah, absolutely.
beans,
Is it-
onions. I love to preserve onions because they preserve so easy, and I grow a ton of them. So
What's your
awesome.
favorite onion?
I don't know that I have a favorite variety.
Yeah.
Just
You get to between your two different gardens though, you get to grow a few different varieties versus because you got more of a long day up north and then the short day down south, right?
right, yeah. And I've been kind of playing around, and I don't know that like one variety has really stuck out. I will say I did Texas early white last year. Not a fan. I will not grow that again. So it just didn't keep long. I don't know. I didn't like it. So I try to usually just pick whatever variety. I tend to buy the starts, and I try to just pick whatever variety has the longest storage time.
Yeah.
Since I'm growing so many and I would like to store them. I do freeze a lot, but if I could store them, without freezing, that'd be nice too.
What's your favorite dish to make with onions?
Oh.
As the primary ingredient, right?
I feel like I put onions in everything.
Yeah,
I've made a French onion meatloaf that's pretty good.
Ooh.
That sounds
Sounds
amazing.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I use a lot. I mean, onions in everything. If I'm cooking for you, just guarantee there's onion in it.
Oh,
Not
perfect.
not desserts, but
Onions and garlic in everything.
yes, onions and garlic and everything. Yeah.
Sounds good. Absolutely. So, Josh, tell us a little bit about this recent trip to Costa Rica you took. I mean, this is a place I've been wanting and dying to go to for so long. I just can't imagine how amazing this trip was. Tell us a little bit about what'd you do down there?
So a friend that I met in Tennessee who works at a regenerative organic farm. He said, "Hey, we got a farm down in Costa Rica. You should come check it out." I was like, "Sure, yeah, I'll come to Costa Rica," you know. And so, for some friends of ours, and we went down, and they gave us a farm tour, and it was amazing. Everything was so lush. I felt like I was in a rainforest. And you know what's interesting about Costa Rica is you're on the beach, and you're like, "Oh man, this is like Mexico. It's dry, it's arid, it's beach." And then an hour away, it drops 20 degrees and you're in a rainforest, and you're like, this is so lush and green, and they've got all these fruit trees, and I got to try all kinds of different fruit. And I think one of the most amazing things that I learned there is just how many things that I wasn't exposed to, from types of fruit, from a type of growing. It's like a whole different world, you know. And I wish I could be down there 6 months out of the year, because it was so relaxing, the lifestyle and all the fun fruits that I've never tasted, and I got to taste. It was so neat.
What was your favorite one that you never tasted that you got to taste?
So there's a passion fruit that's not tart. So every time I've had like passion fruit, like it's really tart, and really tart. But there's like the sweet versions. There's different colors. Like there's all different types of passion vines, and I'm a big fan of like maypops here, which are native, which are like green, and they're okay. But they have like a lot more varieties of tropical passion fruit, passion flower there.
Wow,
That's cool.
It's pretty cool.
yeah, very cool.
The thing I love the birds, you know what I mean? Can you just what you know about Costa Rica is just it's got so many varieties of different birds and everything. So I bet you that's just all you hear in the background is just birds going constantly.
And monkeys, howling monkeys.
Oh,
they're really loud. So.
Yeah. That's
What
great.
is that? So it was fun. It was a fun trip. Thanks for
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah, I gotta get down there and check that out for sure.
Definitely.
Too many of these kind of things for me.
Uh,
I don't like garden snakes.
Snakes? No.
oh, the snakes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The bugs, I suppose, too, being in more of a kind of a semi-tropical area, right? You're just
I don't mind the
bugs have
bugs.
got to be
I mean,
something else.
I don't like the bugs, you know, what they do to the garden. But as far as like, you know, going out, like, I mean, Costa Rica is beautiful, but I'm just always so scared that there's got to be like all kinds of those kind of things,
Oh, I'm
reptiles.
sure. The iguanas were huge. They were massive. And
Yeah,
they
I
said
can
not
imagine.
to feed them. So I got in trouble. I didn't get in trouble, but I did feed a couple of iguanas.
A little bit of passion fruit for you.
I was cutting up fruit. I was like, let's see if the iguana will eat it. Oh, man, he loves
I was
that
gonna
one.
say, do they eat fruit? Probably, I
Yeah,
guess.
they do.
Maybe
They were
not if
down
it's
with it.
tart.
Yeah.
Don't feed the iguanas.
Don't feed the iguanas. I think that's kind of the thing. Don't wherever you go, don't be feeding the local animals and all that.
Yeah.
Just cause
What about the monkeys? Like, do they get close enough that you can like feed them? Because I know, like in some places in like, you know, Southeast Asian, like, you know, they
they
attack people
steal
for like their
things.
bananas and
Yeah.
and they steal
Well,
things. Yeah.
these were like undeterred by us hanging around, taking lots of photos of them. But there are some that are really sneaky. I heard the spider monkeys there will literally like steal your hat off your head and run off with it. So you
Really?
need
Oh
to be
my.
careful. Yeah.
Okay.
Just like in Aladdin, you got to be careful. So,
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aladdin. There you go. That's
Classic.
right on.
So
Right.
we asked Josh if you can grow a garden anywhere in the world, where would it be? What about you, Rebecca? If you can grow a garden anywhere in the world, where would it be?
You know, honestly, Pennsylvania.
Yeah?
It's just, yeah, I grow in ground there, as opposed to in raised beds here. And it just seems like I dig a hole, there's worms, it's beautiful soil, you know, things just grow easily. Here it just seems like the soil's more of a struggle, and even the climate. So I would say Pennsylvania. Although those California gardens, they're beautiful.
Yes, they definitely are.
Yeah.
Me, it's just Australia. Every time I think of that one, I always just think of Australia. I just,
Mhm.
for everything, gardening, you know,
Yeah.
exploring, you know, the wildlife, nature, all that sort of stuff. Just Australia has just fascinated me my whole life.
You've
Mhm.
never been?
No, I haven't. Oh,
Yeah, me
it's
neither. I would
it's
love to
it's
go.
the dream trip for me.
Yeah. I would say
I would love
internationally
it.
it would be Ireland if I was going to garden somewhere,
Ooh,
which is
Yeah,
probably similar to
beautiful.
Pennsylvania, but
Yeah.
Probably cooler there.
No, Ireland would be great.
Yeah. Lots of potatoes and leeks. I'd be set.
Yeah,
Lots,
absolutely.
Lots of rain there.
And rain.
lots,
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
lots of rain. Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of used to that. I'm from the Pacific Northwest, so that's no problem for me. All that
Yeah.
rain.
So I want to pick your brain, Josh, because you are a citrus connoisseur. I have, and I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I'm going to say it. It's the only thing that I have in soil in my grow tent right now. But it's a lemon. I don't know if you'd call it a seedling because it's several years old. I've
Okay.
neglected it for many, many years. If I don't know how to take care of something, I end up avoiding it. And so it's on its last leg. It's got 2 leaves and it's starting to turn green again. I repotted it in some fresh soil, just basic indoor soil. What am I doing next? What kind of nutrients? What do I do? It's going to die.
Well, first of all, Meyer lemons are finicky, right? You just put them outside, they lose their leaves. You bring them inside, they lose their leaves. Like they're just they're like little babies.
Yeah,
And
I've actually
so,
got it right.
yeah. So don't feel bad. Like I've had my Meyer lemon lose all its leaves. Okay.
She's very sad right now. This was
Habitual
all
hobbies. You
gray
see
or
him.
brown, and it's turning green again. So something is working. Repotting it helped, but
Right,
it's
you know,
just
that
not-
was going to be my first suggestion was repot it. That's the first.
Yes.
Second suggestion is they hate wet feet. So you need a high draining potting soil. Having wet feet is the #1 way to kill citrus.
Okay.
So that means something that's got lots of pine bark nuggets or pine fines, they call them. Any perlite, anything that's going to increase the
Not
drainage.
perlite. Okay.
Yeah, is really important. But if it's just like holds moisture, like those Miracle Grow cheap potting mixes, it will kill your citrus trees.
That's exactly what I put it in.
Okay, so don't
That's
do
all
that.
I had. All
Get
right.
some soil. Here's a little trick. Get some soil conditioner. Right, they sell it as it's a big bag. It's cheap. It's like $3, and it's usually 50% pine bark fines and 50% compost. Do that and a little bit of potting soil, and you'll be good.
Okay. All right.
Let's
And I
see
don't
here.
need any kind of fertilizer or nutrients.
Yeah, I mean,
or-
you need to fertilize them. You got to fertilize
Yeah.
them. I usually do mine like twice a year. Osmocote mixed with some organic fertilizers every once in a while. Some people get crazy and do like liquid fertilizers every other week. I don't do that.
Yeah, I think that's how I killed it in the first place. I tried applying some of my hydroponic fertilizer just because I just thought I'd try it, and
Why not? Yeah.
whoops, it didn't turn out so well.
Mine do well on neglect, but the drainage is the one area you can't neglect with citrus.
Right. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you for the tip. Well,
Sure,
I have hope again, so thank you.
And LGG here is asking Josh, I have a Meyer lemon growing white leaves and stems. Is this normal?
No, white.
You ever-
Okay. That
Is
sounds
anything
like
you're
it's a
familiar
good
with, or
white leaves, that could be powdery mildew, that could be some sort of aphids, it could be a few different things. So that I would look that up online, take a picture, do a search, and look it up, because that doesn't sound normal to me.
Yeah.
I haven't had white leaves or stems yet. I've had a lot of other problems. Spider mites I suffer with, all kinds of other issues, but not that.
Yeah. Some probably fungal thing or something. Who knows? It definitely doesn't sound normal though, for sure.
All right, while we're talking about citrus, real quick.
I know you got more show and tell there for us.
No,
for sure.
it's just fun. So if you haven't tried a kumquat, these, you eat the rind. The whole, like, you don't eat, there's no juice inside. So it's got like.
I didn't know kumquats were citrus. I don't know if that's silly to not know. I have no idea.
Yeah, and they come in various shapes and sizes. This is a bigger one, that's smaller, and this
cool.
one's sweeter. Anyway, those are really fun. I did bring a grapefruit. This is a ruby red grapefruit. This is really fun, easy one to grow. And then a Pomona lemon I showed you earlier, which is sort of like a sweet lemon, which is a unique one, and it's got a funny little bottom to it. So those are just some citrus I pulled off the tree before I came in. I thought it'd be fun, just what's out there growing. So
Yeah. So
love some
what's
show
your-
and tell.
what's your sour tolerance like? Can you just eat a very sour
Anything.
lemon? Like you're good?
I will just eat a lemon, literally. Yeah, I love
That's
sour, so I'm a big fan. Put it in tea. I'm a big fan of putting sour stuff in tea. So,
Yeah. Did you have to
Oh,
work
man.
your way up to that, kind of like spice, or you just went for it and you
no,
can tolerate it?
no, I will eat anything off that's wild, and it's very bitter. It can be, yeah. I love tasting wild food. So
Same.
Right on, right
I
on.
feel like that's part of what makes gardening exciting too, right? Is you can
Yeah,
just pick
yeah,
off whatever, try new things, and it makes it fun. Sometimes I
yeah,
like to grow things that I've never eaten before, just to be able to try something new.
yeah. I mean, who here doesn't just go out and grab something off the ground that they're like, I know that's edible. I'm going to try it right now. I mean,
Yeah.
so,
I don't know if I'd want to do that like in my backyard, but
Depends on what ground it is. Yeah,
yeah,
right.
it depends on what area you're in. I'm in
a lot
a
of
heavily
stipulations here.
populated city, so
Right.
don't want to eat
Yeah.
anything off the ground.
A little dirt won't hurt. So
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I don't mind a little dirt. It is fun having your friends try like nasturtium flowers or leaves. It's just like, oh yeah, try this, and then they're like, oh my gosh, that's spicy.
Yeah.
So, Rebecca, you do grow in, a northern climate garden, a southern climate garden. What's a unique challenge that you don't, from one garden to the next that you have in one but not the other?
I mean, really, just the pests. Just
Yeah.
the pests in the south. Yeah. They're
Yeah.
all the pests, fungal issues.
All,
That's why I said I don't like growing tomatoes, just because. I mean, I know a lot of people have success with tomatoes, and I do have some success. I've really been dialing in specific varieties, that are more resistant to some of those issues in the last few years, and that's made a difference. Also, growing more of like a dwarf determinate type varieties. But yeah, just the fungal issues and the amounts of pests that we have here, it can be discouraging. You really have to just be like, it's okay. And sometimes kind of let some of them go to bring in the good pests, to kind of bring in that natural cycle of, the
yeah.
predator pests.
Some feeder plants, basically. Let those pests take them and see what you can bring in for those types of pests that are going to feed off of those.
Well, and I found just leaving it, the longer it all kind of, is out there, the more it just all sort of naturally happens. Like I have
Create
a
some
lot of
balance.
lacewings, which eats aphids, parasitic wasps. Actually, I think my birds get a lot of pests in the garden, believe it or not. Yeah, I don't have like a big hornworm problem, but I think that's because of the birds.
Oh wow.
Now, is that something, I'll ask both of you, starting with you, Rebecca, though, too, that in your Master Gardener programs, is that something they're teaching you about integrated pest management?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, they give us all slides on all the different pests, the good ones and the bad ones.
Yeah. Which ones work for what and which ones to be encouraging and bringing in.
And we've talked about it with sort of each thing too, like the vegetable garden, fruit trees, what, pests and diseases are specific to that. So yeah, it's sort of like every week there's been a specific sort of IPM schedule and new pests and all that.
Okay.
The number one thing that I learned from Master Gardeners was they told you when somebody asks you, how do you apply this pesticide or this fungicide or this fertilizer, you're supposed to say, read the label. They tell you don't make up stuff. Don't say what you know. Just go follow the instructions on the label. And ever since then, I can't get that out of my mind. I'm like, all right, well, just read the label. Just follow the instructions. They tell you what to do. Don't listen to me. Do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, ours says the label is the law. And that's so true. And it's, and it's really a good point too, because you really need to be knowing what you're going for. You know what I mean? Don't just buy something and just indiscriminately spray. Like know what the pest is and then know what product is going to target that pest if you are going to use something. So that's been really something, and I think an important message that we don't maybe know as new gardeners or even, someone who's been gardening a long time.
Yeah, and along that line, someone was asking, do you rely on pesticides for controlling diseases in apple trees, as there are so many diseases like scab, what's that, alternaria, minors, and so forth? Is there a certain type of use for pesticides in your orchard?
I am not a big sprayer. I will only spray my trees if there's a known issue. Like this year, I need to spray for plum curculio, which are totally just took over my plums. Like the previous year, I had like 1,000 plums. It was amazing. And then the next year, like 90% of them had worms in it. And I'm like, what happened? Why this year? So now I'm like, okay, I'm after these guys. I'm going to use some kaolin clay. I'm going to spray them. I've got like timing down. So I only spray for things when they happen. Like the next year, I know, okay, I need to deal with this thing on this tree because I had that thing happen before. I just don't spray to spray because I'm not into that.
Yeah. I hardly ever anything I'll spray for the most part. It's kind of like a eat and let live type of situation. You know, if things are gonna make it, they're gonna make it. If they're not, they're not. You know, that's just, I'm not too worried about whether or not I'm gonna be putting something on to try to heal something in the garden, you know.
My main issue, because I just do cut flower garden outdoors, my main issue are the Japanese beetles and the earwigs. So I am the IPM. I just stand out there and I just flick them off one by one. That's all. I try not to spray anything because, especially with the cut flowers, it attracts a lot of pollinators, and you know, I don't want to spray anything if I can help
You have a
it.
soapy bucket that you put all the Japanese beetles to death in. That's
No, if you flick them hard enough, they fly away, and then I don't know where they end up going. So I have a neighbor's tree that every summer, every summer their tree is infested and it's hanging over my garden. So I just got them dropping all over my flowers. So I'm gonna go chop that tree down this summer. Chop the neighbor's tree down.
Jay's in there asking as well about this here too for either of you, Josh or Rebecca. Do you have any particular advice for Japanese beetles? You were mentioning, Josh, a bucket of soap. Is that about what you do? Just go and drop them in there?
I did that one year. I got a 5-gallon bucket and I filled it with soapy water and I would just flick them in there. And then it started stinking. And I was like, I'm not doing this. And then I tried the flick method. And then I'm like, I'm just going to see what they do and see what they eat. And like they haven't killed any plants yet. They teared up my grapevines. I'll get out.
The leaves.
They just eat everything.
Yeah.
What about you, Rebecca? I'm curious what your plan.
I don't want to jinx myself, but I haven't had them down here in South Alabama. So I know I get everything else. I'm sure they're coming. So I'm sure this year will be like an invasion. But I'm a huge fan of the soap cup. I actually use vinegar in mine. And I just keep it right out there all the time. And I'm always, anything that's like a pest, I'm just flicking it right into. So yeah, I have a little paint cup with the cover so I can just leave it in the garden. So that way it's there.
That's nice.
Walk around.
My master gardener teacher had something similar. He said, get a little hand vac that's a wet.
That's what I was just gonna say.
And go out there and you just vacuum them into like a soapy water mixed with a hand vacuum.
I have tried that and it did not work for me. I don't know if mine wasn't strong enough, but it like didn't with the leaf-footed bugs, which are horrendous. They're probably my worst.
Mine squash bugs.
They're probably my worst pest. And it didn't do anything. But my leaf-footed bugs are like this big. So
wow. Those are big.
Wow, it's massive.
They're massive. So the best thing I found is just the vinegar.
You need a shop vac for those.
I know. Yeah. Maybe I just need a stronger vacuum. Yeah.
Then you're vacuuming your plants at that point.
Right.
The pest and the plant.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right, let's see here. I know we got some questions coming in here. Let's see. Josh is getting a lot of questions. Everybody wants to know about these fruit trees and all of that here.
Yeah, fruit trees are super. I mean, there's so much to learn and they're so intriguing, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Would you rather grow citrus in wood mulch, bark, or sand? Pick one.
Oh yeah, wood mulch bark definitely over sand would work really well. But a lot of people use what's called a 5-1-1 mix for citrus. If you do some deep dives on some forums, it's like a famous mix, and it's literally 5 parts pine bark fines, I think 1 part potting soil, and 1 part like I forget what the last one is. But anyway, the idea is that it's higher drainage. Sand would work well, I think, but I don't know if it would hold as much. You know, that's the problem I have with sand. Yeah. And then Nope was asking here as well too. Again, containers. This is my thing. Is all my trees are container trees. And they're asking, my lemon is in a 10-gallon pot. How long can it live in there? Will I need to repot
Will it remain smaller if I leave it, or will it outgrow the pot? We kind of touched on this a little bit yesterday with Gardener Scott as well.
I'm curious to know what he said, but I would say yes, yes, and yes. So I keep all mine in 15-gallon pots. It can live there its entire life, but here's the key. Once it starts to outgrow its pot, meaning circling roots, it's going to start like fading. It's going to really struggle. And so you need to, every 2 to 3 years, take it out of the pot, remove 1/3 of the roots, and repot it in with fresh soil. If you don't do that, it will slowly produce less and less fruit. I know, because I have one I haven't repotted in 5 years, and I was like, let's just see what happens. And it's just, it doesn't produce fruit anymore. And it used to produce like 30, 40, 50 fruit every year, just because it needs fresh soil every couple of years and room to grow. And yes, it will. The smaller the pot, the smaller it will remain.
Yeah, that was kind of what we were talking about yesterday, and that's what Scott was saying is like, yeah, you can keep them in pots. Again, similar to what you're saying, you want to make sure you're every so many years breaking that root system down by, like you said, 1/3 is great, and that way you just give it a chance to reestablish itself again, encourage it to continue growing in a sense. But yeah, they'll stay a certain size though. They're not going to get much bigger and bigger until you up pot them into a larger pot.
Yeah, so my kumquat puts out about 300 kumquats, and it stayed the same size for almost 8 years, and it's been in the same pot for 8 years, and I just repot it, and it's just produces same amount, about 4 feet tall. It's not very tall.
And how about the fruits though? Do you is it size of fruits? Are you getting smaller fruits in a smaller pot, bigger fruits in a bigger pot?
Yeah, I think, in-ground plants are going to give you the maximum size. And definitely, one time I grew a banana in a 30-gallon pot and I couldn't move it. So I never will grow in a 30-gallon again. And the banana got so big that I couldn't roll it into my garage. So I was 30 was too big for me.
Yeah. I've got a frost peach, and then I had someone in a group I was in showing off their frost peaches, and they were like these nice size peaches, and I'm like, mine only get this big, but it's because it's in a pot and then it's only getting so big.
Yeah,
so that is the case.
So I have a question. So Josh, do you have them in, you said rolling, so are they metal containers, most of your pots, or you have all different pots?
So I've got them. So my setup is I've got these citrus tree carts I built that are 4x8, and they hold about 10 or 12 trees on them, and I roll the whole cart into my 2-car garage when it gets below 40 degrees. And I've got 2 carts, and I sort of have a third, like half cart now, and about 30 trees that I roll in, and it's hard. They're heavy, and they're in 15-gallon pots, and then I bring them in and out when it gets below freezing.
So like plastic pots, or I follow you, and it's not.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you, it's not. So they're plastic pots, but I have a special liner, and the liners are felt liners that I got from Smart Pots. So it's literally like a fabric pot inside a plastic pot. And what I found is the best of both worlds, because it keeps the pot cool, right? And it air prunes the roots. So it is literally like the best setup that I've found. Some people will do 2 pots where they'll have a bigger pot and then sand and then a smaller pot. That's another way that you can keep the soil cool, because that's the biggest challenge with container grown trees is the west side will always have poor root growth because it's got such sun exposure. So keeping the pots cool is really important.
Yeah.
Very smart. Yeah, I'm a huge Smart Pot fan as well. So interesting. Okay.
Yeah, but Smart Pots lose a lot of water really quickly. So that's the problem that I have with them without putting them in something else, is they just wick the water from the wind. So.
All right. You're going to talk me into a citrus tree.
Come on, you need at least one in Alabama.
I got to do it too. I do have.
Yeah. So what would you recommend for your first, someone's first citrus tree?
Meyer lemon. Everybody needs a Meyer lemon. It's just they're like, you can go buy them right now at Home Depot or Lowe's, $25. So
yeah,
that would be the
first.
I think
I got mine. Got from the Fig Hunter. Gave me one of his Eureka lemons when I was down there this last fall. So I got a Eureka lemon I'm trying this year.
Nice. Okay. All right.
It's been inside. I got to take it outside now, though, too. It's starting to get ready for the weather's about ready for it now, too. So it's got to get outside.
We
If you
don't
want
talk
to, if
about
you
my lemon seedling.
I
if you
loved all
want
the
to,
comments that we got from
It's a
it too.
running joke. People are
This is
like,
the
"Can you
Charlie
please put it
Brown
out of
tree.
its misery?" I'm like, "No, I will not. I'm gonna
it
fix
still
it."
has leaves. It's alive. You're succeeding in my book.
Yeah.
That's
Wow, thank
right.
you.
If you want a unique citrus to start, the pink variegated Eureka lemon is a fun one because it's
Ooh.
striped, variegated leaves, and it has a pink flesh to it. It's sort of fun. It tastes just like a normal lemon, but it's a good conversation piece.
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
They're beautiful.
Eureka. Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, excellent. Right on. Excellent. I'm sitting here going through questions and everything, and I'm not even looking at the time already. Wow, that's unbelievable. We're kind of cruising right along here. We're almost ready to finish up here real soon. Let's see here. Any last questions you've got here, Natalie?
I mean, I've got
Put
so
you on the
many
spot.
questions. Yeah,
Let's
I've got a lot of
put-
questions.
Let's throw a couple
Well,
out real
how
quick before we
many
finish up.
fruit trees do you have total, Josh? You said around 30? Or was
So-
that just the ones that you bring inside?
How many would constitute a hoarder? That's what I want to know. What's the number that you think would be a borderline hoarding?
I guess it just depends on the amount of space you actually have, right?
I don't have that much space. I have like an acre and a half cleared. I have about 200 fruiting plants. So.
Wow. Impressive.
It's
So
about
how much time a day does it take you to maintain just day to day?
Very little. Very little. I put in 20 to 30 in the ground every year. And then I probably get, I don't know, 5 container ones. And now I'm growing about 50 from seed that I'm grafting onto, that I've gotten a little experimental area. So I don't know, they just sort of come to me from various places. So, and friends. People are always giving me trees. We're always trading trees. I have friends that like graft trees and grow from cutting. So it's like a big science experiment, you know. Who's counting?
Very cool.
Who's counting? Yeah.
I feel like that's what any gardener says.
Yeah. How many plants are enough? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So
Never enough.
What's your combined plant count between both of your properties, Rebecca?
Oh. I couldn't even begin to guess. You're talking like just garden plants? I mean, I also do a lot of landscaping, like around the houses that I don't talk about.
Yeah.
A lot. Gosh, I don't know. I mean, hundreds.
what about how many garden beds do you have, Rebecca? Like you probably have
that's
a
a
lot
good
of like
question.
beds, right?
That's a great question. Let's see. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 14. 14, I think. And a bunch of grow bags. Bunch of smart pots. I just pop those things everywhere. Wherever there's like an empty spot, like who needs to walk? Just smart pot.
There you go.
And I still don't have enough space. It's crazy. I'm out there right now. I'm like, I have all these seedlings. I have, I think, 5 trays of seedlings. Now one of them is pretty much all flowers, landscape flowers. And that's like, oh my goodness, where is everything gonna go?
Yeah. I think gardener is just another word for hoarder, anyways, right?
Yeah, or an addict.
Addict, exactly.
Yeah, well, I have this perennial kale that's taking up tons of space, but I just can't let it go. So
That's awesome.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, it's hard to let things go in the garden for sure.
Yeah, well, it's not like it's like 3rd or 4th year, so I get all these I grow a lot of weird things. I either like grow like nothing, like something tiny, or it's like giant. So
Yeah, exactly. Right on. Excellent. Well, like I said, it's this hour or so is just flying right by here for sure. I can't believe it's again how fast the time flies when gardeners get together talking about growing and all of that too. So here we are. But I just wanted to give you each again too, like we're at the beginning there too, maybe a minute or two here to kind of tell us a little bit about also, maybe some upcoming projects, maybe some things that you got coming up here as far as your channels and what you got growing on and all of that, as well as letting everybody know again where they can find you. Start with Rebecca. Sorry,
sorry.
I forget to do that too. Sorry.
didn't want to just jump in there. So yeah, so like I said, it's Happy Heart Gardens on Instagram and Facebook. I think on YouTube I'm actually Rebecca/Happy Heart. I don't know. I'm still new to YouTube, so bear with me there. But please follow along to see if we do get a 5-foot carrot or what happens. I'm actually going for not just the length this year because it was real skinny at the end, but also actually getting like an actual carrot the whole way.
Yeah.
So, you know, stay tuned for that. And I am going to start doing, I want to do like a whole little Master Gardener series and sort of like share what I've learned every week because there is like a ton of great information. So I'm going to hopefully put that together. Maybe when the volunteer slows down a little bit.
Yeah.
Sounds
That was kind of
wonderful.
my thing too. I think it was kind of like semi encouraging me to think about possibly doing the Master Gardener program. Was like, what kind of content could I make out of it? How could I take people along with this Master Gardening course, or that sort of thing,
Sure.
without giving them and putting the video camera right on the instructors and stuff, but go and show people kind of what it's like to take on one of those types of programs. I think that would be some really great content.
Yeah.
Especially for your YouTube channel and all that as you're getting it going.
Yeah, lots of stuff to share. There are lots of great, fun little. I love fun facts. So there's all kinds of like little fun facts you pick up along the way. But yeah, it's been great talking. I love. I always say on my channels, please ask me any questions. I love to help people, and no question is stupid. I mean, I think everybody can grow. Nobody has a black thumb. So come along for the crazy ride, and let's grow something.
Love that. Thank you
I was
for
going
what
to
you
say,
do for the
I say the
community. That's
opposite, but I say everyone has a green thumb.
They do, yes.
Yep, that's right. You just got to find it.
Mhm.
Yeah. How about for you, Josh? What's coming up for you and your channel and all that? So you've taken trips and in fact, you can also mention too a little bit about you did a couple of pruning workshops recently and all of that. So you're planning on doing more of these types of workshops and things as well.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So this is the second year I've done pruning workshops. It's really fun. I really enjoy it. Get a bunch of people on. I teach them for how to prune, and then they all submit pictures of their trees, and we mark them up live. So it's fun because people, I can interact with their tree and say, cut this one, don't cut that one. So that's been a fun experiment. I've just wrapped up my second round. I don't know, I might do a third or not, but I've got some teaching opportunities. I really enjoy teaching people. It's really fun for me. And I've got class workshop I'm doing in Raleigh here in a couple weeks, North Carolina, at Fifth Season Gardening. And then Ecoversity is an online learning platform that I've been teaching at or starting to teach at. I did their summit, and I'm going to be doing a couple classes for them as part of their permaculture program, which is really cool. And, I'm always just take your camera out and shoot something, even if it's first person pruning. Like I will just literally just in Lowe's go and talk about a tree. And I haven't been kicked out of a Lowe's or a Home Depot yet.
I love
but
that.
I might get kicked out eventually if I keep going at the rate that I'm going. So
gotta find some way to start chit-chatting up that garden manager up or someone who's there just so they get familiar with you and all of that. But no, I love the kind of content where people are taking folks into those bigger box stores and things like that, where a lot of people are going to shop and find their different plants that they're going to be putting into their gardens. God also got to beware though too of a lot of the things that they have at those big box stores too as well, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of bad practices there, and it's unfortunate. I mean, sometimes I'm literally like tearing up because of some of the trees come in. I'm like, why would you do that to your tree?
Yeah.
So that you can fix it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what you're here for.
But before we run out of time, I just have to ask, Natalie, are you in a grow tent? I looked at some of your content. How big is the grow tent? Like, what's the total square footage? I'm just so curious. How many? 200
square feet. It's 20 by 10 by 8 feet tall.
Okay, that is a massive grow tent. Like I
live here.
You could live in that grow tent.
Yeah, I do pretty much.
That's very
it's in my basement.
Okay, that's so impressive. I
live in Canada. It's cold. We
Okay.
have short growing months, and this is kind of what I chose to grow my own.
Yeah.
So I just had to ask before we ran out of time because I was so curious.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's someone says this. The second most asked or wait, there it is. second most asked question on the Fresh Princess channel.
Yeah.
How
People
big is
often
that
think I'm in
tent?
space. People think I'm from the movie Martian. So
Are you on Mars right now?
I actually am.
She could very well be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah,
This is fun. I'm glad that the two of you are together working this podcast. This is really neat.
Yeah, it's been a fun collaboration for sure. Enoch is awesome. The community is wonderful, and having wonderful guests such as yourself. It's just such a pleasure to talk to you both. You guys are both so wonderful and experienced, and have so much great information. Thank you for everything that you both do for the community.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. This has been tons of fun. And you can always learn something new, no matter how long you garden.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
I was just saying to Enoch,
4 feet long. Carrots can get 4 feet long. I had no idea.
You have something to look forward to the rest of your life. That's the nice part.
That's right. A lifelong adventure and lifelong learning. That's one of those great benefits out of all of the many benefits that we can get from gardening. But yeah, and then the connections, the community, as you said, it's just really awesome. I love doing this show. I had to share the time with somebody, you know. I mean, when it comes down to it, we do so much awesome conversations around here throughout the weekend and everything. And it's been so much fun to have this new show, The Green Room, and again to be able to bring folks like yourself, Rebecca and Josh, back onto the show, as you guys been great guests before on our weekend show and everything too. So it's just been really fun to have you here with us tonight as well.
Yeah, thank you. It's been great. I always love to talk garden.
Excellent.
Yeah. Thanks for having us. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right. Well, until next time, we'll see you all around. Hey gardeners, thanks for tuning in to our show today. We'll be right back at it here in just a moment. I just wanted to take a second here to highlight our regular videos and features here on the Urban Gardener channel. Our weekly garden journals, and our incredible featured visits. All right, here we are. What a great fun discussion with those two tonight. How awesome.
Always a good chat. Always a good chat. Honestly, we have so many great guests, so many wonderful people. And I really enjoy talking to Rebecca and Josh. It was a great conversation.
Yeah, exactly. So it's so fun to learn about what people are growing, the different types of things that they're doing. Everybody's always doing something fun or something different in their garden. And Rebecca tonight talking about, growing a 5-foot carrot. I mean, this is what a great fun of experience.
Imagine growing a carrot in one of these towers. I could do like a 5-foot carrot, maybe just grow it, from the top, grow it down the center of the tower.
Yeah. It's about 6 feet in there, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you probably have to get it really close to the light. Maybe a 4-foot, get it under a light there just for the green, and then let it go down. I bet you could do it. I really bet you could do it, huh?
But yeah, that was great. And pretty interesting to, I'm looking forward to seeing how she's going to do her test pull for the carrot in the 5-foot bed. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's a great reason why all of you definitely got to make sure that you're getting down into the description as well, too, for our guest links, so that you can go over and check out their channels, check out what they've got growing on, so you can follow along with, Josh and all of his citrus trees and this really amazing orchard and all of his trips that he takes and all that sort of stuff. And then Rebecca, and follow along with this 5-foot carrot. This is going to be really great. Plus, again, too, I love that, she's got these 2 different gardens and 2 different climates and all that sort of stuff. I mean, you got a lot you can learn
Best of both worlds,
from someone who's growing in, from someone who's growing in that couple of different places like that. I mean, that's just really awesome.
Yeah. And she's got a whole bunch of experience. She grew up on a dairy farm, so she's got the lay of the land, I'm sure. The
lay of the land. I love it. Yeah. That's for sure. Excellent. Well, right on. What another fun show today, Natalie. I mean, again, I just get blown away every time when I look up at the clock and go, oh my gosh, did this interview already almost over?
I looked at the clock and I forgot to change mine on my laptop. So I'm like, oh, we just started.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. That's true too.
Yeah,
We just
daylight
did had
savings.
our
Yeah,
daylight savings time switch
yeah,
as well too, which kind of really threw me off yesterday. I mean, I
myself
definitely
as
felt
well.
that loss of an hour for sure.
Yeah, especially because there's just already not enough hours in the day, you know?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was a good conversation.
Really fun, really great. And again, thank you to both Josh and Rebecca for taking their time to hang out with us tonight in the green room. It was just really
Yeah,
great fun with
absolutely.
them. And we got lots and lots more fun still coming up here on the show as well too. This next weekend on the show, we got lots and lots of great stuff coming up for everybody. We got our Saturday show, the Let's Get Growing show on Saturday. Again, this is 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And this next Saturday, we got joining with us Christy Wilhelmy from the Garden Nerd. She's going to be showing up and talking about, she's got a fun announcement. She's also an author and has written several different books and stuff. So we'll be talking all about that as well too when she comes and joins with us next Saturday on the show too. So she wrote a really cool book that we had on our book club and called Garden Variety. And I found this book and found Christy because we were trying to figure out a name for the show. And I thought up Garden Variety because it was kind of like a variety talk show idea and all that sort of stuff. And then I found her book. And we ended up going with Let's Get Growing and everything. But we were lucky enough to get her for this for our book club. And it's a fiction book, a story about a community garden and all these
I love
different
that.
people within this community garden. And it's got a whole plot and things going on, and all that sort of stuff. So it's going to be a real fun discussion with
Plot about the garden plot.
a plot about the garden plot. Exactly. Really fun. And, you got so many cool different books out there we feature on our book club, how to garden books and all sorts of different types of books and gardening and all that. But it's rare you kind of get a cool fiction book that centers around gardens and
Yeah.
gardeners and all of that as well too. So everybody want to definitely come by and check out next Saturday's show when we have Christy Wilhelmy on with us and hear about her upcoming announcement that she's got coming as well too. And that leads us to our Sunday edition of the show, which is the third Sunday of the month. This next Sunday, and that is our monthly gardening book club time. So this means that we'll have our good friend Mr. Mark Boucher Colbert, NBC, joining with us as co-host for our book club. And this month's book, we are featuring Gary Polarchik's Growing an Edible Landscape. So this was going to be really fun. We'd had Gary on several times. He's been on a couple of times or a couple of weeks back, but we had him come back to talk about his book. It's going to be really fun to be able to catch up with Gary again too. And then, also again, like I said, here we are. We'll be back at it again next Monday evening as well for another edition of The Green Room with Natalie and I. And next Monday, we've got joining with us. Yeah, we've got From Dream to Seed joining with us, and also Chad over at Down Home Backyard Gardening coming and joining with us next week for the Green Room conversation. We got a couple of awesome gardeners and collaborators joining with us again next Monday evening. Right on, huh?
Sounds like a great next week lined up. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, going to be a lots and lots of fun next the whole weekend. Again, like I said, we are your 3-day gardening weekend here on the Let's Get Growing show. So you'll definitely want to come and join with us this next weekend for all of these great conversations we've got coming up. So many awesome guests, so many great gardeners out there. You're not going to find a show like the Let's Get Growing show out there. So you definitely want to make sure that you're doing all of that liking and subscribing and hitting the bell notification and sharing all of that as well too, so that you can with us for all these really fun, awesome conversations. And how about you, Natalie, over at the Fresh Princess? What you got going on this week? Again, Natalie does live streaming every day, so you can catch up with her every day.
Yeah, just more work in the garden. The work never stops. So just trying to get things back on track. I went through a little bit of a rough week last week. So really just
Yeah.
finally enjoying the fun part of my garden, finally getting fruit, watching it ripen, doing some harvests. We're going to do some in the kitchen maybe this coming
Oh, get
week,
back in the
which,
kitchen, huh?
yeah, I like to, for those of you that don't know, harvest my food and I try to cook with it, find a new fun recipe, because I often grow things that I'm not used to eating. And so, got to
Yeah.
find some fun recipes. So,
Have
that's,
you dug into the recipe book yet, or is this still something you're working on?
I've been doing a few different things. I had poblanos, so I did some chorizo stuffed poblanos
Ooh,
last grow, or I did some
love poblanos.
tahini eggplant, roasted eggplant with pomegranate
Yeah.
molasses. That
Oh,
was cool.
that was
I
the
did
one
a,
of I've seen of those that you've done was
yeah,
the eggplant one, and I'm not a big fan of eggplant, but what I saw you make, I was like, I got to try
it
that.
was really good. It was really,
It
really good.
looks
It was
so
like a
good.
Middle Eastern kind of dish. It was very good. And then I did a Thai basil pesto pasta. So it was kind of like got like an Asian flavor profile, but pesto.
Yeah.
So I try all kinds of stuff, just to have fun with what I'm growing and to show people that, the full cycle of how things work. You know how
Hmm.
it goes,
Yeah,
growing your
absolutely.
own.
Well, I do in a sense, but I just don't invite people into my kitchen. I'm not the best cook. So when it
Neither
comes
am
down to,
I. That's
oh,
why
I
people
don't, you would
watch.
totally fool me
'Cause
for sure because I'm
it's
telling you, I
fun to
see what
watch
you're
me
doing.
screw up. So I got people in the chat telling me you're gonna want to cook that longer. You should throw that on broil or
All right.
fry it longer. So I need them to help me, just like they
That's
help me
right.
with my garden. They help me in the
That's right. That's excellent though.
kitchen. Yeah. What about
Awesome.
yourself? What's going on this week?
Oh yeah, again too, not a little more trying to definitely get out into my garden space and get some more work done as things are piling up and piling up. I really gotta get some things done when it comes down to that for sure. So that's gonna be my biggest plan for as much as I can do in the garden, get some stuff ready to go because things are starting to kind of warm up around here and I need to start paying attention to my schedule and get this
Yeah,
stuff going.
absolutely. Time's a
Yeah.
ticking. Next, before we know it,
Uh,
it's gonna be summer. So you
that's
gotta
right.
hustle.
Gotta hustle. That's right, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, right on. Again, I mean, what a really awesome show today. Like I said, it's just been so fun doing these green room shows. And kind of finishing up my week in a way of we've been here Saturday and Sunday already, and then finishing my week up with this fun show with you and as well too. Hanging out and doing this is just such a great time. And so,
And
really,
we couldn't do it without the
thank you,
viewers
everybody. Yeah,
too.
everybody else, all of you who've shown up here and hanging out with us. I mean, how amazing all of these just wonderful people hanging out with us too here with all these great guests and submitting all these really great questions. And I also want to apologize to anybody if I didn't get to certain questions. We tried to get to as many of those into the conversation as possible. But yeah, what a great audience we have, huh?
Yeah, I love this community. You all are so wonderful. So thank you for spending time with us and taking time out of your Monday evening to see what others have growing on and supporting the channel and just spending time with us.
Yeah, absolutely. We can't do it without you. So thank you very much for being here with us on the green room. And again, like I said, Natalie's got lots coming up on her daily live stream. So be sure to get down into the description and click that link if you haven't been over there yet and go follow along with her this week with all the things that she's got growing on. And then we got lots and lots coming for you next weekend here on the Let's Get Growing show as well too. So I'll see all of you this next Saturday.
power out,